students, namaste and welcome to our English classroom. Today we are going to do a lesson once again from Unit 13. Okay students, so you may remember the previous lesson that we have done different things, like we have done expressing abilities and inabilities, and we have also sang a song about abilities of man and animals, and we have also read a story that was a terrifying night and listening and speaking in our previous lessons. Okay students, so I hope you are ready for today's lesson, and today we are going to do the next lesson. I hope you can guess the lesson correctly. Can you make a guess what we are going to do now? Yes, you're right. We are going to do grammar. Okay students, so we have grammar 1 and 2 in our every chapter. So in today's lesson we are going to do, let's look at this preview. We are going to do grammar 1 and 2. In this grammar 1 and 2 we have the use of can, could, or could not, or cannot. And we are also going to use is, because of. Okay students, we are going to do two things here. We are going to express abilities and inabilities like in our previous lessons, and in today's lesson we have one more thing, that is expressing our reasons for some abilities and inabilities. Okay students, for example, if you can do something, then why? If you can't do something, then why you can't do that thing? So we are going to use these connectives, and we will do the exercises from our book, and then we will conclude our today's lesson. Okay students, so let's start with can and cannot, or abilities. Have a look at these pictures. Can you see? In the first picture, what is the man doing? The man is lifting a big stone. And in the second picture, you can see a man is going to or trying to lift the block. So what do you think? Can they? So the first man, he can lift the stone because he is, can you complete it? Because he is strong enough to lift it. And in the second picture, what do you think? Do you think that the man can lift the block? No, right? Because why do you think he cannot? He can't lift the block because the block is too big, okay? The block is too big, so he can't lift the block. Okay, so we are going to give such reasons in our today's lesson. So let's see the exercise A. So here in the grammar 1 or grammar first, we have some list of sentences. Study the following sentences. They are based on the previous story. Let's see. Let's remember the story. What do you remember about the story? There was an uncle and the nephews. They were listening to the stories, right? And what happens in the story? There is a crash or falling roof all of a sudden, and there was a terrifying experience in that night. So let's see the sentences from the same story. The writer couldn't bear to miss any of his uncle's exciting stories. So look here, couldn't bear. This seems the inability, and the writer could see nothing because of the thick cloud of dust. See here, this is also inability to see in the room. For example, you can see there was an accident, and there was the crash, and there were all around a thick cloud of dust. So that made the visibility less or unable to see. So could see nothing means this inability, and they couldn't sleep upstairs because the roof might fall in at any time. Okay, well students, we have the fourth sentence. The writer couldn't stay there the next day because of his fear. So here, why they couldn't stay the next day? Another day. Next day means the another day, because of his fear. Fear means you are scared, you are afraid, you are not brave enough to stay there, right? So this is the reason, and we have the because of connective as the connective. So I will show you some picture here as well. So this first picture shows you the thick cloud of dust. Look here, how does it look like? And the second picture is this uncle telling the story in our textbook, from our textbook, right, students? Okay, so we will now move to the idea about use of could, could not, and because of. Okay, they express ability, inability, and their reasons. Now, let me just make you clear about these sentence structures. So we have could not, could, or couldn't, and can do or could do, and reason. So look here in this sentence, they couldn't sleep upstairs. Look, here we have this one part of sentence, that is one clause, and because the roof might fall in at any time. So we have here reason after because. This is the reason. And we have again another sentence, I can toss the ceiling because I'm tall. I'm tall. That is the reason. I can toss the ceiling easily. Okay, students. So how do you make such sentences? We have two things, because and because of. We have ability, inability. So when you are able, when you have ability, you say can or could. And when you are unable, okay, when you are not able to, then you use can't or couldn't. So what's the difference? Can you remember? Can be the present situation, and could is the past. Okay, present ability and past ability, and present inability, past inability. Okay, students. So if you want to talk about your childhood, and if you couldn't do anything at that time, you say I couldn't do something. And now we are going to add reason here. Okay, so there are words for making or giving reasons. We are going to practice here, especially because of, okay, as, and since. Okay, have you heard about these connectives for giving reasons? Have you read in your book about as, since, because, and because of? Yes, you have, right? We have many stories with these connectives. They give reasons. So we are going to learn how to use them in our sentences. So let's observe more examples. So here there are two things to remember. Okay, because, since, as plus clause. These, okay, because of, here because plus clause. Okay, I'll tell you what is clause. Clause is a kind of sentence. Okay, clause is a kind of sentence that is coming to other main part of the sentence or main clause. So clause is a kind of sentence which has subject, verb, and object. Okay, students. So for example, I'll just show you here. The weather was bad. Look here. This is a clause. Okay, can you read again? Yes, a clause has subject, verb plus object. Okay, as in this sentence, the weather was bad. The weather is the subject, and was is a verb, and bad can be here it is an adjective. Sometimes it can be object or an adjective or adverb. Okay, students, in the position of object. So here with this because of, we have noun. Okay. Okay, that's the difference. And for this again we have clause. Okay, so what's the difference between since and as or because? We will see in our other examples as well. Okay, students, so let's see here. Because, since, as plus clause. And we couldn't go to picnic yesterday because the weather was bad. Because of, look here, how to use because of? We use because of with a noun phrase. Noun phrase is a group of word with the main word as a noun. Okay, we cancelled our picnic yesterday because of the bad weather. Look here, we made this clause of noun phrase or the noun group. For example, the weather was bad is a clause, and this sentence is made a noun phrase like the bad weather. Okay, so you have to make this or change this clause into a noun phrase, okay, for using because of, for the same meaning. Okay, I'll just give you some examples how we can change the clause into a noun phrase. Okay, okay, students, I'll give you some ways to change some ideas to change the clause to a noun phrase. For example, it was raining. It was raining. This can be a clause when it comes to with another sentence, and you can change it to a noun. For example, the rain. You can say because of the rain. Because it was raining. When you use with because, I couldn't go to school because it was raining. And if you want to use because of, then you have to make it a noun phrase, and you can make your sentence. Okay, this is for because it was raining and because of the rain. Okay, students, in a class, if you have, okay, if you have he is poor, this may be a clause in your sentence, then you can make change it into his poverty or just poverty. Okay, this is a noun phrase. This is a noun, rain and poverty, and you can say he was angry, then you change it into his anger, because of his anger. Okay, if someone says she is beautiful or she was beautiful, then you change here her beauty or just beauty. This is a noun. Okay, students, so we use because of with such noun phrase, and because for the clause, which is similar like a sentence, full sentence. Okay, students, so it becomes clause when it is attached to another sentence, and we make it to a noun phrase or noun group of nouns with the sorting, making some changes like raining to rain, the rain, poor to poverty, angry to anger, beautiful to beauty. There are other ways to make such adjectives to noun. For example, adding NESS or MENT and so on. Okay, students, so we can make our sentence correct with the correct following of the rules. Okay, now let's see some more sentences about this. So look at these sentences. Study these sentences too. I can touch the ceiling because I am tall. Look here, I am tall. This is a clause. I could run fast when I was a child. I couldn't speak English when I was in grade 1. Look here, could is about the past experience, past abilities. Okay, student? So it is someone is talking about childhood. And here, I couldn't speak English when I was in grade 1 means when he was many years ago in grade 1. And I can't run because I have a problem with my leg. Look here, because is again here with a clause. I have a problem with my leg. It is a full sentence, right? So we have subject, verb and object, my leg. Okay, and I can't come to school because of his illness. Look here. Yes, look here in this sentence, he can't come to school because of his illness. Because of his illness. After because of, what do you see here? What's the structure? His illness, like his poverty, his beauty. Here we have his illness. So what can be the clause of this noun? It can be he is ill. With because, we have to make because he is ill. But with because of, we use it as because of his illness. Can you see the difference? Okay, yes. Please try such sentences, making such sentences, and please try to convert them into the noun phrase and your sentence will be correct, okay? Okay, dear students, now let's do more practice about expressing abilities and responding to it. Okay, so here you can compose. I have given you this list of sentences, list of words to practice as much as possible. So here you can compose as many sentences as possible by joining them. For example, I can drive fast. You can't swim well. He could draw nicely. Likewise, you can connect them and make the sentences. And how do we respond if someone asks us, can you do it? Can you swim? Can you drive? Can you draw a picture? Can you jump very high? Then how do you respond? We can respond, yes. Then comma, I can. Yes, he can. Yes, you can. Yes, it can. And if you or someone can't do it, then how do we respond? We can say, no, I can't. No, comma, I can't. No, you can't. No, he can't. No, she can't. Likewise, you can talk about the present inability. If you want to talk about past, then yes, he could. Yes, he could. Yes, she could. Or no, she couldn't. If you are talking about past, okay, activities, which is talking about abilities and inabilities. Okay, students, so this is how you can give a response and you can ask or make your expressions. Now let's try a few more. I have this sentence here, partly given here. Go to the party last night because I was sick. Look here, there is a reason. There is a reason, because this reason is not very good. Being sick is not good, right? It doesn't give you the ability, does it? No. When we are sick, we are unable. So we have to give some inabilities here, express some inabilities here. So how do you say? It's talking about was or past tense. Last night means which is gone. So how do we express our inabilities in the past? Yes, we say couldn't, or we use couldn't. I couldn't go to the party last night because I was sick. And my sister swam last year, but now she. So how do you express it? In the past, someone might not do something, and at the present, she can. So swim last year, couldn't swim last year, but now she can. You see the moon last night? No. Here the response is negative, or the inability here. So asking for ability, how do we say? Okay, students, so when we are talking about the abilities in the past, we use could here. Could you see the moon last night? The response can be, no, I couldn't, because it is about the last night or the past time. So here, I ... read without my reading glasses. Where are they? So here, someone is looking for the glasses. It means that he is or she is not able to read. So we say inabilities, express inabilities like I can't read without my reading glasses. Where are they? Okay, this is how we can express the abilities and inabilities. Now, let's do exercises. Are you ready, students? Exercises from our book. It's exercise C. Choose the correct answer. Here we have sentence like blank space and drive a car. So you have to ask a question, and we have the answers here. And we have here again another question asking about ability. Can the children read it? The response is yes, and you have to add here. Another sentence, he blank space and when he was a child. It is about the past time. Here you have to talk about the past abilities or inabilities. And D, blank space there, and draw well when you were a child. You can see here it is again past tense. So for past tense we use could. And for this E, C blank space 2 kilometers, we have abilities like can to swim, can swim, can swims. Okay. So here for this first sentence, which do you think is the correct one? Yes, you are right. It's second one. It's can he drive a car? Okay, when we make question, we keep the modal verb at the beginning, okay, before the subject. Okay, so can the children read it? Yes. Now when you are responding to the ability, we use yes and comma, and they can, she can, he can. Okay. Okay, students, see where he, now it is about the past. He couldn't swim when he was a child. So in our childhood, maybe we couldn't do something. And D, draw well when you were a child. Now again you are going to ask question. So could you draw well when you were a child? Likewise, you will ask question with could for asking about the past ability. And C, 2 kilometers. She can swim 2 kilometers. Okay, one thing you have to do is after can we have infinitive verb or verb 1. We don't use verb with to, or we don't use verb, other forms of verbs like swims or swimming. After can we don't use other forms of verbs except the verb 1 or infinitive. Okay, students, now we have one more. Okay, dear students, now exercise D. Here we have to complete the sentences with the choices that is given here. These given words are reason connectives. We have already practiced using because and because of, and since is also similar to because, and is also similar to because, and because of is a little bit different with the structure. Now let's remember those rules or the structure, and let's try to fit them here. Okay, so let's see sentence A. We stayed inside the storm. Here the storm is a clause or noun. It's a noun. Yes, you are right. So we use because of. Right? Yes. So I wanted to stay longer. I was really enjoying the party. Is it a clause or noun? Yes, it's a clause. So we use just since or because here. Because is not given here, so we use since. Since is also similar in the meaning with because. Here we have given as and because of. Let's see. She hated cats. She wasn't happy when her husband bought 3. Okay, here she hated cats is a clause. So we don't use because of here. So we use as. As is also similar to since and because of. Because John didn't go to work. His illness. Look here, we have the similar noun that we have talked about, like the storm, his illness, his anger, his poverty. So we use because of with this, right? Yes, you are right. So because of his illness. Now we have few more exercises, few more sentences to complete from exercise D. Here from E we have because of an as for choice. I didn't want to leave. I was having a great time. So here this is a clause, so we have as the correct connectives here. Connective here. Luca bought the shoes. They were perfect. Here we have because of and since. Since is similar to because and it requires a clause, but we have here again, yes, it's the clause, so we use since here. So sentence Z, let's read it aloud. It was really cold. Look here, it was really cold. It's a clause. I put on my gloves and my hat. So we have because of an as, so we use as instead of because of. We stopped playing tennis. The rain. Look here, the rain is a noun, so we have already talked about it. Because of can be possible here because of the rain. We stopped playing tennis because of the rain. Yes, you are also right. It was all, look here, because her or because of her. Her is a, yes, her is a noun or pronoun. Yes, noun and pronoun, when we have here, we use because of. So because of her that we got into trouble. We had to hurry indoors. It was raining. So it is a full clause and we use because. I am late. Look, the traffic is a noun and we use because of the traffic. And we didn't arrive until 7 o'clock because the traffic was terrible, or because of the traffic was terrible, or because of the traffic was terrible. Which do you think is the correct? Yes, it's because the traffic was terrible, not because of traffic was terrible. Okay, students, so this is how we complete this exercise. Okay, well, students, now let's continue the grammar exercise again. This is grammar second from your book, and we have the similar exercises, okay, dear students. So can you find it? Okay, so the question is, complete the sentences with because or because of. So we have already practiced using these connectives, right? Yes, so you can guess easily the right answer here. So we cancel the trip, the first sentence, we cancel the trip, the rain. The rain is a noun. So which one do you think is the correct? Because or because of? Yes, you are correct. It's because of. And he sat down, he was feeling dizzy. Is it a clause or noun phrase? B, sentence B. Yes, it's because he was feeling dizzy. It is your mother. Now your mother is a clause or a noun phrase? It's a noun phrase. So we say because of, yes. And we hurried indoors. Sentence D, we hurried indoors. It was raining. So it was raining is a clause, yes. So the answer is because, right. So I was late, the traffic. The traffic is a noun. So here, what is the right answer? Yes, because of the traffic. We could not arrive on time. The traffic was terrible. Here, the traffic was terrible is a clause. So, because the traffic was terrible. You are right again. The exam was easy. He knew all the answers. What is the right answer? Yes, because he knew all the answers. He can't walk. His illness. Yes, you are right. Because of his illness. He lost his job. The strike. Because the strike? Because of the strike. Yes, because of the strike. And the language problem. Because the language problem or because of the language problem? Yes, you're right. Because of the language problem, I couldn't win the argument. Okay, these are the solutions of this exercise from grammar second. Okay, students, so we have completed all the exercises. Now let's sum up what we have learned in our today's lesson. So we asked, we asked someone for ability with can you, are you good at, or are you able to. We can ask like this, and we can respond to it by saying I can, I am able to, I know how to. And we can also express inability like I cannot, I am not good at, I have no idea. And we can give like yes I can or no I can also. Okay students, so we also learned about the meaning of can. So that means to be able to, and we use can for natural or learned ability, and we use could for or couldn't or were able to or was able to when we describe general ability in the past, when we talk about the past. And we gave reasons with because, since, as, which requires a clause, and we use because of with a noun phrase. Okay, these are the things that we learned in our today's lesson. I hope this helped you a lot for your learning to express your abilities and inabilities, to ask for abilities and inabilities, and to respond to someone's asking for your abilities and inabilities. Okay, dear students, please do the exercises from your book and show it to your teacher. Okay, students, I hope you have been benefited with these lessons today. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.